Hey everyone, so right now I'm actually in the middle of a car wash, and this is the first for marketing in your car.
Welcome to the Marketing in Your Car podcast, where you can increase your traffic, conversions, and sales in just 10 minutes a day. And now, here's your host, Russell Brunson.
All right, I don't know if you guys can hear me or not. We are in the middle of a car wash. I hope you can hear this. It's kind of loud outside. I got my car washed like a week ago, and then I had it the other day, and it rained, just like drizzled a little bit, and then my car's been spotted for last week, and I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna go and get this washed so that it just doesn't look like I'm driving a car that's been sitting out for the last 2 weeks or whatever. So anyway, that's where we are at right now. That's the water going over us, if you can hear that. Now we are moving to the extreme polish section. Oh, sweet, like it's dumping tons and tons of suds all over me, and there's like all this crazy lines, red, green, blue. I feel like I'm in a disco right now. This looks awesome from the inside. This is one of those car washes you drive in, you go on to neutral, and it pulls you through the whole thing while it's washing everything. And I think my wife might be behind me. There's a car that looks just like my wife's behind me, which would be really weird. Anyway, who knows? Maybe she's getting her car washed today too. The guy, I'm driving the Corvette, so the guy that was staring at me, like looking at me, he's like, nice car. I'm like, thanks. Anyway, I have some serious stuff to talk about, but I want to wait till I can actually hear you and you can hear me. So we're about to pass through. We're going through the end. The final scrubbing and waxing says the ultimate protection's going through. Now it's rinsing off all the bubbles. And now we're about to go through the part where they crank on the heat and the air, and it's gonna blow all this water. It's gonna blow all this water away, and here it comes. Oh, this is my favorite part. So right now all the water is being blown up the windshield, so it feels like, oh, it's awesome. And check that out, you guys. I've got a car now that is clean. It's not completely dry, but it's mostly dry. Oh, here comes the last phase. Ooh, I see flames. All right, you guys, so now we have experienced a car wash on marketing your car. It doesn't get any better than that. So what I'm gonna do right now, well, it's getting loud again. So I'm gonna actually pause it for a second because I gotta go and vacuum out the inside real quick. And then I got something very important to talk to you guys about. And so that's the game plan. I will see you guys in a few minutes here. And we will pick up where we left off. All right, we are back on the road and ready for an amazing day. So what I'm talking about today is a very important subject. In fact, it is the most important subject, arguably, that you will ever have to learn about or think about in your life. And that is, and it's very broad, but it's important, and I'll explain why here in a second. It's marketing. Marketing matters. I was going to say it's the only thing that matters, but that's not quite true. But it's the only thing that matters if you want anything in life. So there you go. Now, kind of to explain this, so most of you guys know. If not, you need to go back and listen to all other 5,000 episodes so you can catch up with who I am. But I'm a wrestler, right? I grew up, was a wrestler in high school, was a state champ, took second place in the country, was an All-American. Went to Brigham Young University for a year, wrestled there. They dropped the wrestling program, transferred to Boise State, wrestled here. Finished out my wrestling career here, and then later went and tried to try out for the Olympics. We kind of built an Olympic training center here in Boise, Idaho. I employed half the Olympic team to wrestle when our company was at a big peak, and then the company kind of collapsed. I had to cut the program, and that really sucked. But there's my wrestling background in a nutshell, right? So love it more than probably anyone on earth. I spent over $600,000 that year on the wrestling program that didn't go anywhere, which is a lot of money to throw away. But that's how much I love wrestling, right? So yesterday morning, I get an email from some of the wrestlers on the team, and they're talking about the Boise State coaches. So I wrestled Boise State, and I have, we had two coaches, head coach and assistant coach. And the head coach, while he's a really nice guy, horrible marketer, worst marketer on planet Earth. Can't recruit, can't train, can't sell anybody in anything. Somehow he got a head coach job, right? Because he's kind of been there forever. So when the old coach left, they let him come in there. And he's kind of run the program into the ground. And instead of noticing that and be like, hey, I should surround myself with great people, he did the other thing, which is let me get rid of everyone around me who knows what they're doing so that makes me look better. And I had that same thing happen. Anyway, it's something that's common among among wrestlers and among leaders who aren't necessarily great leaders. And so instead of like trying to up their skills, they fire and they cut the people around them and make them look better. Which, by the way, horrible management idea. Okay, if anyone has followed, again, my podcast or what I believe, I'm the other way. I surround myself with A-player geniuses who are smarter than me because they make me look good. Okay, so that's kind of the opposite, right? But for him, the idea was like, hey, I'm going to cut people around me who are doing good stuff because it'll make me look better. And so yesterday, he actually ended up firing the assistant coach, which is insane. Assistant coach ran the whole program, did all the recruiting, did everything. But because of that, it made him look bad. And so instead of being grateful and appreciative to that person, like he should have been, instead fired him so that it would make him feel more secure in his role. Now there is a huge uproaring in the wrestling community here, and so I got on this email chain that went on back and forth all day long with people who want to get our coach fired, who are trying to like talk to the administrators and all sorts of things, and reinstate assistant coach as the head coach, and just all sorts of craziness, right? And I just mentioned really quickly, I was just like, hey, like I agree there needs to be a change. You know, like I don't invest money in the Boise State Wrestling Program anymore because, you know, of some issues, and I would love to invest money back in the program. Like I love wrestling, I love Boise State, but I just, you know, I haven't because of a lot of the issues that everyone's talking about right now. And so one of the guys messages me, and he's like, well, as a potential investor, like what things would you like to see to that would make it so you'd be willing to give money? And they said, please be brutally honest, right? So that should be like an entrance way to like give me the ability to say whatever what I really believe, and then they should listen. They should shut their mouths, listen, because you asked me to be brutally honest, right? So I went through and I was brutally honest. That these are the reasons why I currently do not give money to the Boise State Wrestling Program as of today, right? And I explained, here's the reasons, boom, 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 boom. And a marketer would have looked at that and said, wow, you know, if you guys came to the funnel hacking event, I talked a lot about like, here's the 3 steps, you know, the 3-step process to build a business. Step number 1, find a hot market. Step number 2, ask them what they want. Step number 3, give it to them. So you're trying to figure out how to get money from me, right? So I say, here are the reasons why I'm not giving you money. Now, the smart thing that a marketer would say, wow, he told me exactly how to sell him. And you come back and say, Russell, sweet. You want this? I will do this. You want this? I'll do it. Like, and you would give me what I asked you for, and then I will give you money, right? It's so simple. All you have to do is just listen to what I said, and then give it to me, and you get free money for doing nothing. Like that was what should have happened, right? Instead, this guy, oh, and bless him, he's a wrestling coach, so it's like, I don't know, I love wrestlers, but like, anyway, he came back on every one of the reasons why I said I don't currently invest, and instead of saying, wow, let me fix that so you would give me money for free, came back and fought me on every single one, and insulted me on multiple of them. And I was just like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, I am telling you what it will take for me to give you money, and instead of saying, wow, let's do that so that you will give me money, he came back and fought me on every single point, insulted me on multiple ones, and basically told me that I wasn't a true wrestling fan. And I was like, are you freaking kidding me? 4 years ago, I spent $600,000 on wrestling here in Boise to make Boise wrestling better. In the last 12 months, I've spent, well, I probably won't say, but insane amounts of money, more than the entire budget of the Boise State wrestling team for the next 5 years on my own wrestling room. Like, I love wrestling more than anyone. Like, period, the end. And for you to come and attack me and insult me like that, now I sure as heck don't want to give you money, first off. Second off, these problems you're solving, these are all business issues you're struggling with, right? And you have a bunch of wrestlers who don't know anything about business trying to solve these business issues, right? Like, there are a couple people in our little community who are business owners who actually know how to run a business, who could help solve these problems. But instead of listening to people who actually understand how to run big organizations, who have made tens of millions of dollars doing it, you insult them because we don't agree with how it's been run to this point, which obviously has not been a good job, because that's why it's gotten to the point it is today. And anyway, it was just kind of interesting to me. And all of my points, like the things that I wanted so I would give them more money, were nothing like Russell needs a statue of himself in the wrestling room. Although that would be pretty dang cool, I think. All of them were like, hey, I didn't know about any of the events last year. I only went to one match because I didn't even know about it. Like, we don't market to our own people. Like, if me, Russell, who's obsessed with wrestling, who spent $150,000 to build his own wrestling room in his own backyard, does not know that there is a match coming up, there's a problem there, right? And instead of saying, wow, you're right, Russell. Hey, as someone who's marketed and sold tens of millions of dollars a year in your own products and services, would you mind giving us some advice on how you would market this? And I would say, I would love to donate my time and my energy to a cause that I believe in, which is wrestling. But instead to come back and say, all the true fans know when the matches are, and those who don't, yeah, we probably should try a little harder to let you guys know about it. Like, are you kidding me? Right? I'm saying I will give you more money if you will effectively market your business. That's what I told them. And instead of asking me the best way to do that, they fought back on every single one. Okay, my dad started this all-star match in Utah to be able to fundraise for Utah Valley Wrestling. When BYU dropped the wrestling program, I was there. They dropped the wrestling program, and my dad came back and built a coalition and a team to save wrestling in Utah, and they actually started a new wrestling program called Utah Valley University, UVU. And then my dad set up this all-star match. Has run it for 18 years, makes about $25,000 a year through this all-star match for the thing. And I said, you guys should run an all-star match, right? I told this a couple weeks ago. They're like, oh, we ran them for 2 years in a row. I'm like, really? Like, how much money did it make? And they're like, oh, well, last year did $3,000, this year did $4,000. And I was like, what? And I asked them how they ran, and they were running everything wrong, right? And so I asked my dad, I was like, hey, Dad, like, this is what's happening in the program. Like, you've been running one for 19 years. Like, what would you do differently? And he told me, like, well, here's all the issues. First off, it's not, you guys are doing it after the wrestling season, which means no one's, this issue and this issue and this, and they went on all the issues. And he talked about how he marketed it, how he got coverage in the newspapers, like all this whole stuff, right? And my dad marketed it and successfully, and has become a huge fundraiser. Has raised over $250,000 for the wrestling program through this thing he did. And so one of my things was like, hey, and Boise State, they fundraise every year by doing a golf tournament. Like, I was like, hey, we're wrestlers. We should do wrestling stuff to raise money for wrestling. I'm not going to a golf tournament and giving money to wrestling. That's just stupid, right? I'm like, we need to use the wrestling and the wrestling team. We should run wrestling camps with the student athletes coaching these camps. Like, it's just common sense, right? Things that revolve around wrestling to raise money. And then I said, and then we had an all-star match that was, apparently you guys run for the last 2 years, has been a complete bomb. Like, if you want my money, we need to have someone running a good all-star match. I'm like, my dad has run one successfully for 19 years in the state of Utah, raises $25,000 a year, and not one person has ever asked him how he did it. I'm like, if you want me to donate my money, like, we've got to become business owners and marketers and focus on those things, right? So instead of him saying, wow, can I talk to your dad? He comes back, he's like, first off, we've been running this 2 years in a row, and it has not been a failure. It's been a huge success. And then he started becoming very defensive and talking about all the reasons why this thing was a big success. I was like, I didn't respond back. I just kind of pushed it off. Like, I'm using this podcast as my way to vent because I was frustrated. But I was like, okay, what constitutes a success for you? Like, was it a good wrestling match? Probably was. Did the athletes have a good time? Yeah, probably did. Did the few people who actually knew about it, who showed up, have a good time? Yes, they did, okay? So from your standpoint as a wrestling coach, it was a huge success. As a business owner, making $3,000 from an event like that is a huge failure. Horrible failure. Like, if my employees ran that, I would have fired them. I'm not saying from we ran a good event standpoint, it wasn't good. I'm sure it was. But as a business venture, it was ran horribly. Okay? And just for my 5-minute conversation with my dad, I know 8 things they did wrong that they just would have asked. They would have known. Okay? Like, I didn't even know that we even had an all-star match in Idaho until I told people they should start one. Like, oh, we have them for 2 years. I'm like, how have I never heard about it? How is, like... and I'm like, anyway, these guys are missing the whole point. So what I've found in my life, and I think it's true, is almost every single problem in life can be solved with good marketing. Okay, that's it. And until people understand that and embrace that, they're going to continue to suffer with mediocrity, right? Think about any aspect of your life. Like, let's say you're like, oh, I don't have a girlfriend, my life sucks. Meh. How do you fix that problem? You learn how to market yourself. Like, that's it. If you don't have a girlfriend or a wife or a spouse or a husband, whatever your issue is, it's because you suck at marketing yourself. That's it. Okay, any other excuse you give yourself is just BS. Like, you suck at marketing yourself. Okay? Oh, no one's coming to my business. No one's buying my products. There's only one problem. You suck at marketing your products. That's it. That's why nobody's coming to buying your thing, okay? Oh, no one's coming to our wrestling tournaments. It's because you suck at marketing. Oh, no athletes will join our teams because you suck at marketing. Okay? Like, every problem in life can be fixed with good marketing. I'm convinced of it. Okay, I don't care what it is. You give me any problem, anything, it's because you suck at marketing. Like, that's the issue. That's the issue, the overlying issue, okay? I look at the problems I have in my life, even the ones like personal life, right? I can, if I was to be completely honest and look back at myself and ask myself a question, and my question was, hey, Russell, why are you horrible in this aspect of your life? And if I was honest with myself, it's because I suck at marketing myself in that aspect of my life. That's it. So for you guys who may not be wrestling coaches or people who care about that, but you care about other aspects of your life, if you are not successful in anything that you want to be successful in today, it's because you suck at marketing. And it's time to up your game and to start becoming a student of marketing. Okay? Someone told me one time, like, man, Russell, you are so smart. That's how come you're a multimillionaire. I'm like, no, it has nothing to do with me being smarter. And this guy was a doctor. I'm like, you are a million infinity times smarter than me. Maybe 10 infinity times smarter than me. The only difference between me and you is I focus my time and energy on something that produces cash, marketing. You focus the same amount of effort on how to become a doctor. And unfortunately, while doctors get paid a lot, you don't get paid nearly as much as someone who focuses on marketing. Like, it's just how the world works. And so for those of you guys out there who want to solve any area of your life, business, relationships, everything, the most important thing you can do is up your game in marketing. It's time to become a student of it. It's not time to quit dabbling and oh, I read an ebook, or oh, I read the blogs. Like, it's time to become a student of marketing. Okay. If you come to my office, you will see 10 walls wrapped in books from the top to the bottom on every marketing and sales book known to man. Okay. I've upped my game. It's important to me. Like, I love marketing. And if you don't love marketing yet, it's time to step up your game and become a student of it and to become someone who loves it. If you love marketing, you love this game, it'll transform your life in all aspects, business, financially, if you want to raise money for charity, if you want, like, whatever it is that you want to accomplish in life, all of those problems, the issues, the headaches that you're struggling with will all be solved with good marketing. So that is my message and my rant for today. I'm hoping that the wrestling team will see the light of day. A bunch of guys are going to kind of talk to the administrators. My goal, what I hope happens, I hope they just clear house, let go of everyone, bring in a new team, and allow people like me and a couple other people who run successful businesses to come in, and we run this thing as a business. If we do that, Boise State Wrestling will be saved. It'll become an amazing program, and guess what? Our athletes will win. And they're not going to win by having better wrestling coaches, okay? They're going to win because we have better marketing. That's how you get the recruits. Okay, you get good recruits by good marketing. You get good, you get people to show up your matches because of good marketing. Like, everything comes around marketing. I look at guys like Dan Gable, the greatest wrestler in our sport, right? Not only was he one of the best athletes of all time, he was the best coach of all time. After he won the Olympics, he went and started Iowa State. Became a head coach of the Hawkeyes and won 23 national titles in a row, something crazy like that. And if you go to an Iowa Hawkeye event, like, there's the entire auditorium is completely filled. And you're like, man, how did Dan Gable do that? He must have been a really good wrestler. Yes, he was, but that's not how you fill events. Okay, you fill events by being good marketers. You become national champs by being good marketers, by recruiting the best talent in the world to where you are at. Okay, I would say Dan Gable was probably the best wrestling coach in the world, and he was definitely the best wrestling marketer in the world. I was talking to some of the Iowa guys, and they talked about how, like a lot of schools will wrestle and they'll ride people and they'll turn them over and they'll pin them. And while that's good from a wrestling standpoint, it's not fun to watch. Instead, Iowa, like, they drilled in, like, if we want to get fans to show up, we have to have a wrestling style that's fun to watch. We need to dominate people. We need to push them over. We need, like if we're going to get people to show up, this is a show. Like, this is show business. We got to give them a good show. Okay, and you give them a good show, people show up. Okay, and so Iowa did that, and they went from being the sport that nobody cares about to, you go to an Iowa Hawkeye event, I mean, you're looking at 30, 40,000 people in the stands going nuts because they built it as a show, because Dan Gable is a good marketer. Okay? And that's it, you guys. Good marketing solves all problems. Not some problems, solves all problems. And that's how I really feel. So there you go, you guys. Rant over. I'm heading to the office, get some stuff done, go up my game with some more marketing. I got to learn, I got to educate, I got to prepare, I got to be good enough to accomplish my tasks, and that's my plan for today. Hope it is for you as well. That's it for today, guys. We will talk to you all again soon. Hey everyone, this is Russell Brunson again. I want to thank you for listening to Marketing Your Car, and I want to make sure that you're plugging into everything that we're doing on a daily basis. And so make sure that every morning you're plugging into the Marketing Your Car training. If you go to marketingyourcar.com, you can join the email list and make sure you get email notifications when new episodes come out. And you can also get links to all the transcripts of every single show we've done in the past. But then every night, well, not every night, but most every night, I also do a Periscope show called the Marketing Quickie Show. And it's really fun. You can go to Periscope and search my name, Russell Brunson, and subscribe. And every single night you'll get a notification. It'll kind of chirp on your phone, and you'll have me jump on there and give you kind of the end of the day thoughts and ideas and marketing strategies we've been playing with during the day. Or
and maybe even or, you should go to marketingquickieshow.com, and over there you can subscribe, you can see past episodes, you can read the transcripts, you can have a bunch of fun. So thanks so much for being faithful listeners. Again, register at marketinginyourcar.com and also marketingquickieshow.com.